Did you notice that the soil has suddenly become sandy? We're hiking through different rock layers now and into chaparral instead of riparian forest. The sights and smells are different, and the plant and animal species are different too.
You can see the color of the fire road changing dramatically. Down lower in Sycamore Creek, we had all these clays and muds, and because of the water, the habitat was like the Pacific Northwest. As soon as we started rising out of the canyon, we hit sandstone, and the fire road changed from those clays and muds to sand, telling you that we're rising up into the drier, rockier areas that are a lot more like the Mojave Desert.
I asked Malcolm how the birding is out here.
Well, you do a lot of it by ear.
Yeah, you hear
things. It's almost all by ear rather than seed things. And yes, that's how you find most things. You hear them first and find them. A really nice bird in this area is California thrasher that has a beautiful song. And you find that in the stands of Chaparral.
Then there's the birds called Wrentits, which have an easy-to-remember call that sounds like a slowly decelerating ping-pong ball.
You hear that descending call, but you've got to spend the time to find them. Or you can call them in. They're very responsive. You pish them, and they come right in. And so,
can you do a pish for me?
So you imitate, hopefully, a bird sound, and they respond to that.
As you rise up into the Chaparral on the Blackhawk Road, you start seeing a lot more interesting plant diversity. Several varieties of manzanitas, one of which is sort of a light green-gray, and the leaves are in whorls or rosettes attached directly to the branch without any stem. That's the endemic Mount Diablo manzanita. It grows just in about a 10 by 15 mile area. But endemic manzanitas are actually not that uncommon in the coastal zone of California. Practically every mountain has its own endemic. Right next to the Mount Diablo manzanitas, you'll also often see several other varieties of manzanitas. Some of them interbreed. Some of them have different chromosome patterns, like some of them will have double the chromosome patterns, and they'll be less likely to interbreed. Some of them basal sprout after fire, some of them are seed sprouters. But California is the richest place for manzanitas in the world. Some manzanitas follow the Arctic Circle all the way across from North America to Asia, but California has probably 90% of the manzanita species in the world. The other thing, as you rise out of the canyon, the views open up and you start seeing huge rock strata. I mean, apartment building sized rock strata. And I say apartment building because there are lots of holes in them, and those holes are prime real estate for raptors, hawks, eagles, owls, a lot of which will be flying around them because the rock also heats up the air and creates thermals. It's predatory bird heaven. And the big group of rocks that you see off to the east there is Knobcone Point.
Next, we're headed out to get a look at some of the knob cones up close. Stop when Knobcone Point Road appears on your right, a little over half mile from here. It's pretty steep, so it might take you 15 minutes or so.